getting back, getting massages right now, so getting our bodies right.
He's fast, real fast.
I mean,
He caught a screen. He caught a screen, and he probably was 50, 60 yards in like 4 seconds or something like that. I don't know. He was rolling though. Every time he breaks a run and we're watching on film, we're still surprised about how fast he got on the field. He's a fast dude.
Well, they're just really talking about getting the ball in my hand and doing what I do best, getting the open field and things like that.
So is Wilson the fastest Buckeye?
I don't know. I could probably say that right now about Roby. I mean, I don't know. Me and him haven't raced or anything like that yet, but I mean, I've been pretty much one of the fastest dudes on each team I played on, so I don't know.
Even though it's early, Urban Meyer sees some similarities between this freshman class and another group of teenagers.
Well, the '06 team did that in Florida. The '06 team injected a bunch of speed and playmakers into that 2006 team. I see very similar qualities. That's the only, that's one of those classes that you watch our practice, you're like, you look again and see what number that is. And I feel that same way, certainly on offense, that I feel a little bit of a jolt that's really going to help us.
I mean, my goal is to get on the field and play, but it's really the ultimate goal to win a national championship and be a part of it.
Buckeye Insider back for season number 7 like last year, 2 half-hour shows per week. Tuesday nights at 10, Mike Miller and I will preview the upcoming Ohio State game starting August the 27th as the Scarlet and Gray get ready for Buffalo. Then Saturday night or perhaps Sunday morning with 3 night games on the schedule this year. We'll have full highlights, interviews, and analysis. Plenty of Buckeye content on our website, WOSN.TV. Just head to videos in the Buckeye Insider playlist.
Still to come, Browns and Reds highlights, but up next we head back to the prep scene and we spotlight Van Buren Sawyer Youngie in the season's first OIO prep profile. That and more when the golfer's choice hits for the green.
Our first OIO prep profile for the school year is a golfer from Van Buren. 3-time state participant Sawyer Youngie. The senior has put together a fine career in helping the Black Knights win multiple BVC championships and making trips down to the links in Columbus a regular phenomenon. Chris has more.
Many golfers get that opportunity to play for the varsity squad as juniors and seniors, but in Sawyer Youngie's case, he was thrown into the mix right off the bat.
Over the course of the last 4 years, he kind of came in under fire right away, and as a freshman, we put him to the test, and we played him in every single varsity event, and I think that's quite an accomplishment for a player of Sawyer's ability over the last 4 years to play every varsity event.
And the Van Buren senior has thrived since that 9th grade year, consistently scoring in the 70s and low 80s over 18 holes, making it count around the greens.
That's one part that I've definitely spent a lot of time on, and I've always been pretty deep off the tee, so I haven't really had to work on that as much. But as soon as I get up on that green, I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to put the ball in the hole.
With that confidence also comes a very positive approach, no matter how he's doing.
Well, first of all, his attitude is tremendous. I mean, you can't play this game mad, and he does a really good job. He's grown tremendously in that aspect. He always had a nice temperament on the golf course. It's gotten better and better, and that's such a key. You got to stay pretty level while you're out there.
Words of wisdom there from Coach Heitkamp. The 12th grader also gets that reinforcement as well from a former Black Knight golfer.
One big one has been my best friend Zeke Weaker. He's always been there for me. Even after he's graduated, he still shoots me a text after every round. Hey, how'd you do? Always encouragement, and he really was my big brother this way. He was always with me through it all, and I'm very grateful for that. And the rest of the guys, every single person that I've played with has made an impact on my life. I get great leadership from the coaching staff, all the fans, even the school. I get a great support from them, and the whole team does, and I'm very grateful for that.
The competitive senior will also play basketball in the winter and is looking into Miami University next fall for business. As for golf, it's up in the air in the moment. With the Van Buren #1, I'm Chris Parks with the Sports Report.
Thank you, Chris. Straight ahead, professional bowlers rolling into Coldwater this week. We'll head to Playmore Lanes for a Layfeld Implement Classic preview, and the bowler's choice picks up the spare.
In the summer months, it's difficult to imagine being inside and thinking about bowling, but the town of Coldwater is amped up for a big weekend ahead at Playmore Lanes. The 6th annual Layfeld Implement Classic returns to Mercer County starting tonight and runs through Monday, ending with the Linus Open at Stillwater Valley Golf Course in Versailles. You saw highlights from there earlier on today. Many familiar faces return, including Parker Bone III. In addition, the PBA members hitting the lanes. There's a ton of them coming up. And also many former high school and current college bowlers will take to the lanes coming up this weekend as the community continues to back this great event.
Yeah, all the businesses that we have, this year we have 80 sponsors again, and so the community once again is backing us. But the PBA came into the small little town of Coldwater, and now we're one of the top regionals in the country. So to hear these PBA players let us know that it's one of the best makes us feel really good. It's a 5-day event. Definitely Sunday when it comes down to the final guys. They're battling for the $4,000 top prize and the John Deere lawnmower. And these guys are great. I mean, they're very good. I mean, they're not your normal league bowler. They're a lot better than that. So I advise everybody to come out and take a look at these guys. Parker Bone III. I mean, he's got 34 titles now. He just won the Masters this past spring. He'll be coming in with his family on Thursday, and the whole weekend they'll spend the weekend here. But you got guys like Brian Kretschler that hosted with us, and then Mike Machuga and Ronnie Russell, and town favorite Chris Loschetter. He's won it once, and he'll be here as well.
Speaking of Coldwater, the Palace will be the site of our first rebroadcast of the fall sports season. This Saturday, volleyball season begins, and with it, the annual Coldwater Spike Off. Several schools involved. We'll have coverage of that event Saturday night at 10 on WOSN. Also this weekend, the annual Wren Wiffle Ball Tournament. Pleased to announce we'll be able to provide you some coverage of that on Monday night starting at 9 p.m. Soccer season also getting underway. Bath Boys will host the Bath Kickoff Classic with LCC, Lima Senior, and Continental in action. Game 1 will air Tuesday night at 11. The second game premiering Wednesday night at 7. Of course, WOSN.TV, your home for the complete broadcast schedule.
Finish strong with the Cincinnati Reds trying to win their 5th in a row, plus NFL preseason action as the Browns host the Lions in a battle of Lake Erie when the Sports Report returns. Turning now to Major League Baseball, the Cincinnati Reds have won 4 in a row after completing the sweep in Chicago. Dusty Baker's club heads up I-94 to take on the Milwaukee Brewers. Reds still in 3rd place in the Central, 3 games back of Pittsburgh, but just a half a game behind St. Louis for 2nd place and 5.5 ahead of Arizona for the final wild card spot. As we head out to highlights of Milwaukee for this one, the Reds rocking and ready to go here early on. No score when we pick this one up. And the Brewers change that. Chris Perry, Brew Crew, deep drive to left center field. That's gone. 1-0. Milwaukee takes the lead in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Zach Cozart, though, gets that run back. Base hit up the middle. Devin Mazzarocco chugging around from 3rd. He's going to head home. Close play at the plate, but he does slide under the tag. 1-1 the score. Joey Votto hits a solo home run. 2-1 Reds, as this one is now in the bottom of the 8th from Milwaukee.
Browns taking on the Lions in preseason action. Both teams undefeated in preseason, for whatever that's worth. Brandon Weeden showing some good touch early on. Hits Jordan Cameron, the tight end, for the touchdown. It's a 10-0 lead for the Cleveland Browns. 2nd quarter, Cameron's show continuing as the tight end makes the grab. Cross midfield, falls down around the 42. Cameron would catch a 2nd touchdown later in the half as the Browns win. 24 points for Cleveland. The Detroit Lions scoring how many points, Chris? 6 points for the Detroit Lions as the Browns are now 2-0. Not all good news, though. A couple of injuries for Cleveland that game, including 1st-round draft pick Barkevius Mingo left the game with a rib injury.
Time now for our Meyer Trivia answer. On the line, a $5 gift card to Taco Bell, plus you'll be entered into the weekly and grand prize drawings from our gift cards. We asked you who won the Ohio State left-handed golf tournament at Hickory 6 this past July to repeat as champion. The answer is Grayson Lurkey from Troy, our winner. Nobody got that one right. He repeats those. Congrats to Grayson. We're going to keep that gift certificate, and no one's going to be entered into that $25 drawing to Meyer, so nothing happening there.
Al Welch, the tournament director, must not be watching tonight. Tomorrow on the Sports Report, little taste of things to come. Highlights from a handful of high school football scrimmages, plus more prep golf with the Salina Invite and other matches. And we'll catch up with Ada's Zach Dysert over the summer. We'll hear what he has to say as he embarks on his pro career with the Denver Broncos. Plus more from the Buckeyes all coming your way Friday night at 10 on the Sports Report.
Been a fun so far. Mark Coons, Chris Parks. We'll see you next time. Check out the show tomorrow with Andy and Mark, and we'll see you next time.